Now, let's turn our attention to something significant happening in Iraq's financial system. Something that could affect the entire country and possibly the lives of everyday Iraqi citizens in ways that aren't immediately obvious. The Central Bank of Iraq has made a major change. It has completed its transition from using a centralized electronic platform for foreign currency transfers to a more decentralized approach. Now, these transactions are handled directly by Iraqi banks working with their international correspondent banks. This might sound technical, but it's actually a big step forward. It means Iraq's banking system is beginning to operate more in line with global financial standards, which is crucial for increasing trust, boosting transparency, and attracting international cooperation and investment. According to recent statements, including those from Al-Nasi, this shift isn't just about modernization. It plays a key role in Iraq's broader reform efforts and contributes to its progress toward joining the World Trade Organization. This is important because being a member of the WTO would open up Iraq to more international trade opportunities, improve its economic standing, and bring more investment into the country. But here's the thing. More than a year ago, the WTO already said Iraq had met all the formal requirements. So why hasn't full membership been finalized yet? Could it be that Iraq still needs to introduce a globally traded stable currency as a final step before full integration into the international economic system? That possibility raises some compelling questions about where Iraq's monetary policy is headed and what it means for citizens. Sometimes, when we look at the financial world, it feels like there's something bigger going on behind the scenes. Forces we don't always see clearly, but that have a real effect on how our money works. What if the value of your money, the actual purchasing power you have, was on the verge of changing drastically? This isn't just a technical discussion about exchange rates. It's about your income, your savings, your ability to buy goods, and your financial stability in the years to come. To understand where things might be heading, we need to look at two concepts that often get discussed in the context of monetary reform: the fixed international rate and the fixed inner rate. Let's start with the international rate. This is essentially a fixed value placed on the Iraqi dinar in comparison to foreign currencies like the US dollar or the euro. When this rate is fixed, it doesn't change even when international markets shift. This can create economic stability and predictability, especially for trade and investment. However, it can also make the currency less adaptable to changing market conditions, which could lead to imbalances if not managed carefully. Then there's the fixed inner rate, which hits closer to home. This is all about your personal experience. How much your money is worth inside Iraq. How far it stretches when you buy groceries, pay your bills, or make everyday purchases. The inner rate reflects your purchasing power, and it's directly affected by the international rate. When the value of the Iraqi dinar increases on the global market, you could see your local purchasing power rise. That means your money could buy more than it did before. But if the international rate drops, you'll likely feel the opposite effect. Suddenly, the same amount of money doesn't go as far. Prices seem to rise and your financial cushion gets thinner. This connection between global economic shifts and your everyday life is becoming more important. All around the world, changes in financial policy, trade agreements, and even geopolitical tensions are influencing currencies, including the dinar. Let's take oil as an example. Iraq has significant oil reserves and is a key exporter. If global oil prices rise, that could bring more revenue into the country, possibly leading to a stronger dinar. But if oil prices drop, the national income could fall, weakening the currency and putting more pressure on the average citizen. This is why it's critical to pay attention to these developments. The ripple effects are real. So what can you do in the face of such uncertainty? First and foremost, stay informed. Make it a habit to follow financial news, especially as it relates to Iraq and the broader Middle East region. Understand the global trends and how they connect to what's happening locally. This gives you a better sense of what to expect and how to plan. Secondly, take control of your financial planning. Don't put all your savings in one place or one currency. If you have the option, diversify. Spread your assets so that you're not overly dependent on any single economic factor. And finally, be flexible. A budget that works today might need to change tomorrow. If you stay ready to adapt, you'll be in a much stronger position to absorb economic shocks. The government's role in all of this cannot be ignored. Have you noticed increased talk about financial reform or changes in monetary policy? These discussions are part of a broader strategy to prepare the Iraqi economy for transformation. We're seeing more regulation around money supply, which is an effort to control inflation and stabilize the value of the dinar. When there's too much currency in circulation, its value drops. By tightening control, the government is trying to boost long-term value and restore confidence in the national currency. In addition to monetary tightening, we're also seeing more investment in national development. Projects in infrastructure, agriculture, energy, and other critical sectors are being launched or expanded. This kind of economic activity not only creates jobs, but also lays the groundwork for a more resilient and self-sustaining economy. These steps show a clear commitment to reform, and experts are taking notice. Many economists agree that these signals point toward an intentional effort to increase the value of the dinar and stabilize the economy. That said, progress is never guaranteed. Reform is a long process, and many variables are at play. Political events, social changes, and unforeseen global developments can all affect the trajectory. For example, political instability could slow down reform efforts or create uncertainty in the markets. That's why it's important to stay hopeful but realistic. The road to a stronger currency and a better economy may not be smooth, but it's encouraging to see serious steps being taken in the right direction. As an Iraqi citizen, your awareness and engagement are more important than ever. This is your economy. These are your finances. Staying informed is one of the most powerful tools you have. You can start by paying close attention to any official statements or announcements from the central bank or government leaders. Be on the lookout for updates about exchange rates or monetary policy changes. A move to peg the dinar to another major currency, for example, would be a major signal of transformation, and it could directly affect your quality of life. So take a moment to reflect on where you stand. Are your finances in order? Is there room to make small changes now that could better prepare you for larger shifts in the future? Whether it's building a small emergency fund, learning more about currency markets, or simply staying updated on current events, every action counts. If this message resonated with you or helped clarify things, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Share it with friends or family members who might benefit from the information. And most importantly, join the conversation by leaving a comment below. What are your thoughts on the future of the Iraqi dinar? Do you believe reform is coming? And are you ready for it? Thanks for watching. Stay connected and stay informed as we continue to explore the ever-changing world of finance and what it means for you, your household, and your future.